Hello everybody and welcome back to Robert's Reviews. It is still Friday. I previously watched The Last Letter from Your Lover. That just came out this morning. And then at 1:40, I went to the movie theater to watch this movie. I apologize that this is going to be late. I'm filming it at 3:55, but I know I'm not going to have time to edit it or upload it. So this is going to come out later on tonight, so probably about 10:30-ish. And then I have to film this and then hurry over to the theater again so that I can watch Old with M. Night Shyamalan. So if you're interested in watching that review, definitely hit that subscribe button. Once we hit 150 subscribers, I'm dressing up like Spider-Man and going to Walmart and filming it for you guys. So if you want to see that, definitely hit that subscribe button. We're very, very close. We're at like 139 or something like that. Yeah, 139, I think, before filming. So if you're interested in doing that, definitely smash that subscribe button. But now we're going to talk about Joe Bell. Joe Bell was released in 2021, and it was written by Diana Ossana and Larry McMurtry, and directed by Ronaldo Marcus Green. And I think, first of all, no major spoilers. It might be a tiny spoiler, but if you've read the description of the movie, you'll know that it already happens. But nothing beyond what is in the description. It's not awful, and I think that. All right, let's start with the premise. The premise of the film is that this man named Joe Bell decides to go on a walk across America in honor of his late son, who has committed suicide because people were bullying him because he was gay. And the reason Joe Bell is walking across America is to share, basically to tell people that bullying is bad, which I get. Okay, It's based on a true story, so I'm trying not to judge the actual story, because I think the story itself is, it's problematic for a lot of reasons, mainly because, alright, I'm not going to get political here, but, like, telling people to stop bullying is never going to get people to stop bullying. I wish it was that easy, but it's just not going to. And there's a lot mixed in with this that is a problem, but again, I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm not going to get into my personal thoughts about the actual story, but I am going to talk quite lengthily, I think, about the film, which my definite response to the film is that it is okay. It definitely had emotional support. It had some really, really great acting, and like when you leave the theater, you're feeling like, okay, that was, the lesson achieved. But I think that it wasn't the lesson that they were trying to achieve. And what I mean by that is that it didn't feel like an anti-bullying movie, which is Joe Bell's entire purpose of his walk, right? And if we're trying to share that through this movie, it was not really accomplished very well, mainly because it just kind of felt so traditional. We knew it was going to happen. Everything was very, very predictable until the very end, and I was like, whoa, I didn't expect that. And I honestly think that with a movie so predictable, it's hard to achieve a lot of emotional response. And a lot of times, I did feel some emotional response, which is good for you. That means that your acting is good, and some of your writing is good. The directing was very, very well done. I actually think that it was very, very good. It left a lot of things unanswered, but, I mean, the problem was that it was very, very predictable by the writing. But the stars here are the acting. The acting is so good. We'll get to that in a little bit. But I just want to talk a little bit about the actual storyline. Without spoilers, of course, which I think it's fine. I like the way that they decided to go in the movie, where we have some of the present in terms of the film 2013, a little bit of the present before we actually see some of the past, and then go back to the present, which I think works quite well. I didn't think it was going to after I saw the opening of the film, and I was like, but it did work. I was impressed with how they got that to work. That is on the director. Good for you. In terms of the writing, I do think it is very lazy and it's very easy to predict, and I don't think it gave enough to the audience, right? Because you leave thinking, okay, well, that was the lesson that I took out of it, kind of, was that, obviously they're trying to say that bullying is bad, which is just universally true, but also that it's a lesson for parents, and I'm not a parent, So I didn't get a whole lot out of that aspect, but the idea is that if you're a parent, you should try to be more accepting. The problem with that is that our main character, Joe Bell, has an issue with that, and by the end of the film, the idea, at least going into the film, was that he was going to learn to be more accepting. And while I think that they tried to make him seem more accepting by the end of the film, it wasn't achieved very well. There's a small sentimental piece at the end of the film where he's talking to a police officer, and we kind of hint at maybe he's changed, and then they don't really resolve it, so it kind of doesn't feel like he's going on the walk for the right reasons, and it doesn't feel like Joe Bell himself has learned his lesson about bullying. And so I feel like it's hard for audiences to take that away from a film if its main character also did not receive the same treatment that we were trying to receive. So I think that the main goal of the film, which was to kind of spread that and also teach parents to be more accepting and to teach students to be more accepting and stuff like that, was a flop. I don't think that that is what people are going to get out of the film, which is highly unfortunate because it could have worked. I think there's a way that it could have worked. And you're working with a true story here, which is why it's really difficult for me to critique, because it is based on truth. Like, if Joe Bell didn't learn his lesson, you know, you can't change that and make the whole character different. But I think in terms of a film, that's something that should be considered, right? Maybe make a non-fiction, a fictitious version of Joe Bell, make it a different person, and make the ending, you know, seem very much more that he has learned, that he has grown, and he has changed his opinion, he's learned to be better. That would, I think, reach audiences better and would definitely, like, perceive the actual meaning of the film much better, because I think leaving the theater, I was like, I get it, I get what they were trying to do. I don't think it worked. I don't think we got there. We didn't quite reach the threshold we were looking for, where, like, the audiences are going to feel moved. I don't think it's that moving, which again is extremely unfortunate considering the acting, which was phenomenal. We have Mark Wahlberg playing Joe Bell, and honestly, Mark Wahlberg is such a phenomenal actor. I mean, he's very versatile, and I think that people are going to think, oh, it's a Mark Wahlberg movie. It's really not. It definitely feels like its own unique thing for Mark Wahlberg. You can tell he loves the story. He loves the feeling he's putting behind it, and I appreciate every ounce of effort he put into this film. He was absolutely extraordinary. Unfortunately, the movie itself isn't very good, but I appreciate that he was trying to make it very good, so good on your part. And Reed Miller, I mean, wow. He played the kid Jaden. Very well done. I have not heard of this person before, but he is absolutely phenomenal. I'm sure he'll get more parts, more and more lead roles coming up in the future. I'm sure of it. He is absolutely phenomenal, and the rest of the actors are all really great. Those are the two main ones, and I think that, like, this story would not have worked without these kids and without, you know, without Mark Wahlberg himself. I think that it was absolutely, like, they were the key that held this together. This would be a absolute bomb of awfulness if it weren't for the striving actors here who are trying very hard to give us a story that actually has meaning. But unfortunately, with the directing and the writing, a lot of it fell short. And I just feel like with a little bit of a better script, I think this movie could have absolutely soared in theaters, and I just don't think it did. So I'm going to go ahead and give Joe Bell a C+. Let me know if you saw Joe Bell. I know it's only in select theaters, so it might be a little difficult to get to. But if you have seen it, drop the comments down below what you thought of it. I like to talk to you guys about it. I really would like to see that. But if you haven't seen it, consider going to see it. It's really not an awful movie, and I mean, going to watch Mark Wahlberg was fantastic. So definitely check that out if you're interested. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button if you liked the video. Let me know if you did. If you did, drop in the comments below. I love talking to people. But I have to go. I'm going to go watch Old now, which the review for that will come out like right after this one will, because I'm filming this before I go see Old and after I see Joe Bell. But thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. And as always, keep watching movies and television, stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.